Have you ever felt like the world is sprinting ahead while you're just trying to catch your breath? Do you sometimes wake up with a symphony of new aches and pains and notice that the circle of familiar faces seems to be shrinking? Growing older is undeniably a unique journey, often filled with unexpected twists and turns. Many perceive aging as a decline, a battle against time itself. But what if I told you that the real key to finding peace and happiness in your later years lies not in fighting this natural process, but in understanding and accepting its fundamental truths? In this video, we are going to reveal 7 bitter, yet profoundly important, truths about aging that society often avoids discussing. These are the realities that, once acknowledged and embraced, can liberate you from unnecessary anxieties and allow you to savor the richness of the present moment. If you're watching this video right now, take a second and comment great below. Your engagement helps us share these vital lessons with a wider audience. Let's dive into the heart of the matter, starting with a truth that might sting a little, but ultimately holds the key to a more fulfilling life. 1. The inevitable fading of remembrance. Let's confront one of the most challenging aspects of growing older, the sobering reality that most of us will be forgotten much sooner than we'd like to imagine. It's a thought that can feel unsettling, even heartbreaking, but it's also an intrinsic part of the human experience. We dedicate years to building our careers, nurturing our relationships, raising our families, and contributing to our communities, often with the underlying hope that our efforts will leave an enduring legacy. Yet, the relentless march of time continues, regardless of our individual contributions. Initially, this realization can be difficult to process. You might anticipate frequent calls from your adult children, regular check-ins from old friends, or continued recognition from those whose lives you've touched. However, life has a way of keeping everyone occupied. They have their own careers to navigate, families to care for, and the everyday stresses of modern life to contend with. Days morph into weeks, and weeks into months, and you might find yourself wondering why the phone seems to ring less often. Beyond your personal connections, the world at large will not pause to perpetually remember every detail of your life. The career you poured your energy into will eventually be taken over by fresh talent. The house you cherished and filled with memories might one day be sold to a new family who never knew you. The stories you shared, the wisdom you imparted, and the challenges you overcame may gradually fade from collective memory, replaced by new narratives, new obstacles, and new priorities. It's a tough pill to swallow, especially when we desire to believe that our impact will be everlasting. But the universe is in constant motion, and just as we have moved on from those who came before us, future generations will inevitably do the same. Here's where the unexpected freedom lies. Accepting this truth can be incredibly liberating. Once you release the need to be constantly remembered, your perspective shifts. You stop striving to please everyone, you cease seeking external validation, and you no longer obsess over how others perceive you or whether your accomplishments will withstand the test of time. Instead, your focus naturally gravitates towards the present moment. When you truly accept that your name might not be etched in history books, you begin to grasp what truly holds value. Happiness isn't found in the pursuit of an eternal legacy. It's discovered in the simple, fleeting joys of everyday life, the shared laughter during a meal with loved ones, the comforting hug from a grandchild, the satisfaction of assisting a neighbor, the tranquility of a quiet morning with a cup of coffee. So, rather than being preoccupied with being remembered, concentrate on making a positive difference in the here and now. Extend kindness to those around you. Share your knowledge generously, not for recognition, but because it might brighten someone's day. Create moments of love and joy, not to leave behind a grand monument, but because they enrich your life in the present. Even if your name eventually fades, the kindness, love, and wisdom you share will continue to ripple through time in ways you may never witness. The individuals you uplift today will, in turn, uplift others tomorrow. The seemingly small, insignificant moments you create will weave themselves into the fabric of someone else's life, shaping them in subtle yet profound ways they might not even realize. And perhaps, just perhaps, that is a legacy in itself. Comment "Wisdom shared" if you find this perspective insightful. 2. The unavoidable physical decline. There was a time, perhaps not so long ago, when you could spring out of bed, tackle the day's challenges without a second thought, and collapse into bed at night without any concern for how your body would feel the next morning. You moved with agility, walked for miles without discomfort, and could lift, bend, and twist without worrying about aching joints or strained muscles. Those days, for most of us, gradually recede into the past. Now, the simple act of getting out of bed can feel different. You might wake up with unfamiliar aches, your joints might feel stiff, your back might feel tight, and there might be a new tenderness in places you never even knew existed. It's as if your body has quietly decided to downshift without consulting you. Tasks that once felt automatic, tying your shoes, getting up from a chair, even turning your head too quickly, now come with unexpected reminders that you are aging. No one truly prepares you for what can feel like the betrayal of your own body. It's a peculiar, almost surreal experience. In your mind, you might still feel young, full of energy, with the same enthusiasm and drive you had decades ago. Your passion, your sense of humor, your curiosity about life might remain vibrant, but your physical form no longer seems to keep pace with the spirit within. It can feel like your own body is actively working against you. You step out of bed expecting to move with ease, only to be met with a sharp pain in your knee or a persistent stiffness in your lower back that wasn't there yesterday. You kneel down to pick something up and then need a moment to strategize how to stand back up. Even reaching for an item on a high shelf can become a carefully calculated risk assessment of what your body will and won't allow. It's easy to feel frustrated, even angry. You might find yourself yearning for the days when movement was effortless, when recovery was rapid, and when you didn't have to think twice before going for a long walk or lifting a bag of groceries. You might experience a sense of loss, grieving the physical abilities that once defined your independence and confidence. It's a natural reaction to wish your body had aged as gracefully as you feel your mind has. But here's a crucial truth: you have a choice. You can fight against these changes, resisting them at every turn, dwelling on what you've lost, and resenting the body that no longer behaves exactly as you wish. Or you can choose acceptance. Acceptance doesn't mean resignation. It means acknowledging that aging is not a punishment, but a natural process, one that requires a different kind of care, patience, and appreciation. Instead of fixating on what you can no longer do, shift your focus to what you can still do. Perhaps running up the stairs is no longer an option, but a brisk walk can still keep you active. Maybe lifting heavy weights is out of the question, but gentle strength training and stretching can keep your muscles engaged. Your body might not be as fast or as strong as it once was, but it still has the capacity to move, to experience, and to carry you through life. The key is to work in harmony with your body, not in opposition to it. Provide it with regular movement, nutritious food, adequate rest, and a healthy dose of kindness. Pay attention to its signals. Instead of ignoring them, adjust your activities accordingly. If something causes pain, don't push through it recklessly. Find a modified way to stay active. If you're feeling fatigued, rest without guilt. Treat your body with the same respect and care that you would offer to a dear friend who has supported you through every stage of life, because in many ways, that's precisely what your body is: your most loyal companion. It has carried you through decades of experiences, from childhood adventures to adult responsibilities. It has weathered illnesses, injuries, and stress, yet it continues to function, even if not as efficiently as before. It might not look or move the way it once did, but it's still your body, and it still deserves your gratitude. Aging isn't about giving up. It's about adapting, recognizing that while your physical abilities might evolve, your value, your purpose, and your capacity to live fully remain. So, instead of viewing your body as an adversary, see it as an old friend, one that's been with you from the very beginning, doing its best to keep up. Yes, your body will have its moments of betrayal. It will slow you down, remind you of your limitations, and test your patience. But if you treat it with kindness, meet its challenges with understanding rather than frustration, it will continue to support you for many years to come. Be kind to it, move it, stretch it, nourish it, and care for the body you have, because it's the only one you'll ever get. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons valuable, please comment "Body Wisdom" below to let me know you're still with me. Thank you for your continued attention. 3. The inevitable departure of some relationships. This is undeniably one of the most poignant and emotionally challenging realities of growing older, the gradual fading of certain relationships. As you navigate the later stages of life, you'll inevitably notice that some friendships drift apart, family members become more distant, and individuals who once seemed like permanent fixtures in your life slowly fade away. It's a process that can evoke feelings of sadness, confusion, and sometimes even profound heartbreak, but it's also a completely natural part of the human experience. Some relationships reach a natural conclusion for clear reasons. Perhaps you experienced a disagreement that was never fully resolved, or maybe life simply steered you in fundamentally different directions, making it difficult to maintain the same level of connection. Other times, there might not be any discernible explanation at all, just a gradual silence where lively conversations once flowed, unanswered calls where there were once regular check-ins. One day, you might realize that someone who used to occupy a significant space in your world is no longer present, and you can't quite pinpoint when or how the shift occurred. This can be particularly difficult when it involves people you genuinely believed would always be a part of your life. Perhaps you and a childhood friend made a pact to remain close forever, but as the years passed, your interests, values, and life priorities diverged. Maybe you used to talk to a sibling or cousin every day, but now your interactions are limited to occasional holiday greetings. Or perhaps you had a close-knit group of colleagues at work, and after retirement, the strong bond you shared slowly weakened because the shared context of your professional lives no longer existed. Then there are the more painful situations where individuals seem to distance themselves simply because they no longer perceive you as beneficial to them in some way. While this might sound harsh, the truth is that some people unfortunately prioritize relationships based on what they can gain, whether it's emotional support, professional connections, or even just companionship. When they feel they no longer need something from you, they might gradually withdraw. It's a difficult reality to confront, but recognizing this pattern can help you redirect your emotional energy towards those who genuinely value you for who you are, rather than those who only keep you around when it's convenient for them. Think of the natural cycle of the seasons. Just as spring transitions to summer, then to autumn and winter, the relationships in our lives also undergo transformations. Some people are destined to be with us for a lifetime, offering unwavering support and companionship through thick and thin. Others are meant to be part of our journey for a shorter period, perhaps to teach us a specific lesson, bring a particular kind of joy, or challenge us to grow in a certain way. And that's perfectly okay. Every person who enters your life serves a purpose, even if that purpose isn't always immediately clear. Reflect on the many individuals who have come and gone throughout your life. At one point, they might have been an integral part of your daily routine, your most trusted confidante, or your closest ally. Now, they are cherished memories, part of a different chapter in your life's story. And just as you have moved on from some connections, others have also moved on from you. Instead of dwelling on every lost connection with sadness, try to view it as a natural aspect of growing older. Relationships evolve, and sometimes they simply fade for reasons beyond our control. You don't need to chase after every person who drifts away. If they genuinely desired to remain in your life, they would likely make a conscious effort to stay connected. Instead, focus your energy on the relationships that truly matter. Invest your time and emotional resources in the friends who consistently check in on you, the family members who make a genuine effort to spend time with you, and the neighbors who offer a friendly wave and a chat when you pass by. These are the connections that hold true significance. Not every relationship needs to be lifelong to be meaningful, but the ones that endure are undoubtedly worth cherishing. Nurture the connections that bring you joy, peace, and a sense of fulfillment. Surround yourself with individuals who value you, respect you, and make you feel genuinely appreciated. And most importantly, don't allow the loss of one relationship to make you fearful of forming new ones. There are always opportunities to meet new people, even in the later stages of life, whether it's through social groups, engaging in hobbies, participating in community events, or simply striking up a conversation with a kind stranger. New friendships can blossom at any age. Learning to let go of people who no longer make an effort to be in your life is an act of self-care. It doesn't mean you have to harbor bitterness or resentment. It's entirely possible to appreciate the positive impact someone had on your life while also accepting that their role in your current chapter has changed. Instead of feeling hurt or abandoned, try to cultivate gratitude for the good times you shared. Forgive those who might have walked away without a clear explanation. Release any lingering resentment you might hold towards those who didn't show up when you needed them. And most importantly, allow yourself to move forward without feeling weighed down by the past. Life is far too precious to hold on to relationships that leave you feeling like an afterthought. Choose connections that add warmth and light to your life, not those that leave you feeling cold and depleted. Because, ultimately, old age isn't defined by the sheer number of people you know, but by the quality and depth of the connections you keep. Comment, cherish connections, if you agree with this sentiment. I believe you're finding these insights valuable as we navigate these important truths of aging. Before we continue our exploration, I want to take a moment to encourage you to make sure you subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button if this video is resonating with you, and please share it with anyone who might benefit from these perspectives. Your support helps us continue to create content that matters. Comment wonderful below if you're enjoying this video so far. Now, let's delve into our next point. 4. Accepting the passage of time in your reflection. This might be one of the most challenging pills to swallow, particularly for those of us who once took considerable pride in our appearance. You catch a fleeting glimpse of yourself in the mirror, and suddenly a cascade of thoughts rushes in. Who is that person staring back at me? When did my skin become so thin and lined? When did my jawline lose its definition? When did my hands start showing veins I never noticed before? Aging brings about physical transformations that can feel startling, especially when your inner self still feels youthful and vibrant. In your mind, you might still be the energetic, dynamic individual you were decades ago, but the reflection staring back at you often tells a different story. It can be unsettling, even emotionally painful, to realize that the youthful visage you once knew has gradually faded, replaced by the subtle yet undeniable hallmarks of timelines, wrinkles, and perhaps a softening of features. Society often perpetuates the notion that beauty is the exclusive domain of the young. Turn on the television, scroll through social media, or flip through a magazine, and you'll likely be bombarded with images of flawlessly smooth skin, sharply defined cheekbones, and perfectly toned bodies. The advertising industry thrives on promoting the idea that aging is something to be resisted, something to delay or even reverse with the right creams, serums, and cosmetic procedures. Entire industries have been built upon people's anxieties about aging, selling expensive, miracle products that promise to erase wrinkles, tighten skin, and restore a youthful appearance. Consequently, many older adults spend significant amounts of money and energy trying to hold on to something they can never truly reclaim the physical appearance of their younger years. But here's a profound truth that often goes unacknowledged. There is an inherent beauty in aging, a beauty that no cream, treatment, or surgical procedure can truly replicate. Real beauty isn't about trying to look like you're in your 20s again. It's about embodying the essence of someone who has truly lived. It's the warmth in your eyes that comes from countless years of laughter, the depth in your facial lines that tells a story of resilience and perseverance, and the quiet self-assurance in your posture that conveys that you've weathered life's storms and emerged stronger. Every wrinkle is akin to a chapter in your unique life story, every gray hair a badge of experience and wisdom. Instead of resenting these natural changes, try to consciously shift your perspective. What if, instead of viewing wrinkles as flaws, you saw them as a testament to the richness of the life you've lived? What if, instead of feeling self-conscious about graying hair, you embraced it as a distinguished mark of wisdom and strength? While mainstream society might not always celebrate the visible signs of aging, that doesn't mean you have to internalize that negativity and view it as a personal loss. True beauty is found in wisdom, confidence, and a life lived authentically and with purpose. A wrinkle-free face might capture attention momentarily, but a presence filled with grace, kindness, and genuine authenticity leaves a lasting impression. Think about the older individuals who have inspired you throughout your life. Were you primarily drawn to them because of their youthful appearance? Probably not. Chances are it was their confidence, their wisdom, their life experiences, and the way they carried themselves that truly made them stand out. You have a choice in how you approach this aspect of aging. You can spend your later years mourning the loss of youthful looks, or you can embrace the unique beauty that comes with age, celebrating the journey you've traveled and the person you've become. Your worth has never been solely tied to the smoothness of your skin or the firmness of your body. It has always resided in the way you love, the wisdom you share, and the life you continue to live with intention. Aging is not a flaw to be fixed. It's a privilege denied to many. So, wear your years with pride, walk with confidence, and remember that your beauty isn't something you left behind. It's right here, right now, in the person you are today. Comment "graceful aging" if you resonate with this message. 5. The inevitable experience of loss. This is undoubtedly one of the most profoundly painful and unavoidable realities of aging. The longer you live, the more loss you will inevitably experience. Parents, siblings, lifelong friends, and perhaps even a spouse or children one by one. The people who have shaped your world, who have been integral to the fabric of your life, may no longer be physically present. Nothing can truly prepare you for the emotional weight of these losses. The initial ones might come as a shock, even if they were anticipated. With each subsequent goodbye, the burden of grief can feel heavier, and it might seem as if the world becomes a little quieter, a little lonelier. The familiar places where they once sat, the phone calls that once came regularly, the laughter you once shared, all of these can vanish, leaving behind an emptiness that words often fail to adequately describe. Grief is not a linear process, nor is it something we ever fully get over. It doesn't follow a predictable path or come with a definitive expiration date. It lingers in our lives in various ways, sometimes as subtle aches in our hearts, and other times as overwhelming waves of sadness that can wash over us unexpectedly. Some days, you might find yourself smiling at a cherished memory, while on other days, a simple song or a familiar scent might unexpectedly bring tears to your eyes. But as deeply painful as grief is, it's also a profound reflection of the love we shared. We grieve intensely because we have loved intensely. Every tear shed, every moment of longing, is a testament to the significant impact that person had on our lives. Their physical absence does not erase their presence in our hearts and memories, it simply transforms it. With each significant loss, you might find yourself questioning how to move forward. It can be tempting to withdraw, to build walls around your heart as a form of self-protection against further pain. However, isolating yourself from life doesn't shield you from grief. It only robs you of the remaining time you have and the potential for new connections and joys. Instead of allowing sorrow to define your remaining years, consider meaningful ways in which you can honor the lives of those you've lost. Speak their names, share their stories with others, and pass on the valuable lessons they taught you to the next generation. Find ways to keep their spirit alive, whether through continuing family traditions, engaging in acts of kindness that reflect their values, or simply carrying their wisdom and love within your heart. Surround yourself with people who offer understanding and genuine support, those who remind you that even in the face of loss, life continues to unfold. Remember that you are still here, and you still have the capacity to love, to create new memories, and to embrace the joys that remain. The people you have lost would likely not want their absence to steal your happiness. They would want you to continue living, not in perpetual sadness, but with a deep appreciation for the time you had together and the time you still have left. Grief will always be an intrinsic part of the aging experience, but so too is resilience, so too is love, and so too is the remarkable human ability to cherish what was while making the most of what still is. Let the past guide you and inform your present, but don't allow it to trap you. Keep moving forward, carrying the precious memories of your loved ones with you, not as heavy burdens, but as gentle reminders of a life well lived and loved that was deeply shared. And perhaps most importantly, don't wait to tell the people who are still in your life how much they mean to you. Tomorrow is never guaranteed for any of us. Comment "Remembering Loved Ones" if this resonates with your experience. 6. The potential feeling of increasing irrelevance. As the world continues to evolve at an ever-accelerating pace, fueled by rapid technological advancements and shifting cultural norms, some older adults may experience a growing sense of irrelevance. What was once considered cutting-edge knowledge or highly valued skills can quickly become outdated. The world can feel like it's moving on without you, and keeping up with the latest trends, technologies, and social media platforms can feel like an overwhelming challenge. You might find that the conversations around you are centered on topics you're not familiar with, or that the skills you honed over decades in your career are no longer in high demand. This can lead to feelings of being left behind, of not quite fitting in, or of your contributions no longer being valued in the same way they once were. The sense of purpose that may have been tied to your career or raising your family might feel diminished, leading to questions about your current role and significance in the world. It's important to recognize that this feeling is not uncommon and often stems from the rapid pace of change in modern society. However, it's also crucial to understand that irrelevance is a feeling, not a fact. Your life experiences, the wisdom you've accumulated, and the unique perspective you've gained over the years are incredibly valuable and cannot be easily replaced by any new technology or trend. Instead of succumbing to feelings of irrelevance, consider actively seeking ways to stay engaged and connected with the world around you. Embrace lifelong learning, explore new hobbies, take online courses, or join local groups that pique your interests. Technology can be a powerful tool for connection. Consider learning basic computer skills or how to use social media to stay in touch with loved ones and explore new communities. Your life story, your memories, and the lessons you've learned are a treasure trove of knowledge that can be shared with younger generations. Volunteer your time, mentor someone, or simply share your experiences with your grandchildren or other young people in your life. You might be surprised by how much they value your insights and perspectives. Remember that your worth is not solely defined by your professional accomplishments or your ability to keep up with the latest gadgets. It's also found in your ability to connect with others, to offer support and wisdom, and to continue to grow and learn throughout your life. Comment, staying connected, if you are actively finding ways to remain engaged. 7. The increasing preciousness of time. Finally, as you age, you become acutely aware of the finite nature of time. The years seem to pass by more quickly, and the realization that your time on this earth is limited becomes more prominent. This isn't necessarily a morbid thought, but rather a shift in perspective that can lead to a greater appreciation for each passing day. You might find yourself being more selective about how you spend your time, prioritizing activities and relationships that bring you genuine joy and fulfillment. The things that once seemed important might now take a backseat to spending quality time with loved ones, pursuing passions, or simply enjoying the simple pleasures of life. This awareness of the preciousness of time can be a powerful motivator to live more intentionally, to say yes to opportunities that excite you, and to let go of things that no longer serve you. It can encourage you to mend broken relationships, to forgive past hurts, and to express your love and appreciation to those who matter most. Embrace this understanding of time as a valuable and limited resource. Don't waste it on negativity, on holding grudges, or on activities that don't bring you joy. Instead, focus on creating meaningful moments, cherishing the present, and making the most of each day you have. Comment, time is precious, if you agree with this sentiment. These are just a few of the bitter, yet ultimately liberating truths about aging. Understanding and accepting them can pave the way for a more peaceful and happy life in your golden years. Now, my dear viewers, I'd love to hear from you. What has resonated with you the most today? Share one truth that you will consciously try to embrace in your own life by commenting below. Before you go, don't forget to sign up for our Savvy Senior newsletter, where we share even more valuable wisdom and practical tips for making the most of your aging journey. You'll find the link in the video description below. And of course, if you found this video insightful and helpful, please leave a comment, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future content. Before you click away, we have a wealth of other interesting videos on this channel covering various aspects of healthy aging, finding joy in later life, and navigating the challenges and rewards of growing older. Take a few moments to explore our other content. You might just find your next source of inspiration or valuable insight. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Remember to subscribe, like, and share this video. Stay wise, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next one.